All right. Welcome to the Speaker Series Live. My name is Ruben Austria with Farmers Insurance District 22, and my partner.
What's up, guys? Brad the Brick from the Sweatshop Gym. And with us today,
Dave Ribble from
Mr. Dave
Standout
Ribble.
Marketing.
Thank you.
What's going on, Dave?
I'm doing great.
We are
I am doing
so
great.
excited to have you. Ever since I talked to you just at the last Speaker
Was that
Series
fun?
event, that was really fun.
I mean,
Great time.
we talked for 6 or 7 minutes. How much information did I find out from you?
A whole bunch.
I mean,
And
you were kind of surprised, weren't you?
I was very surprised. Could
You guys
tell?
are like best friends now.
We are.
Okay, perfect.
We are. We're gonna
We're
write
talking about writing books
We're
together.
gonna write books and stuff like that
It's amazing.
about our adventures.
Yeah. No,
See-
but we did. We were
But no,
standing
that
out
was
there, and
good.
everybody was hanging around, and they were all getting their drinks and saying hi to everybody else.
But you just had a way of just kind of, it kind of caught me off guard. But then, well, because you think you're at an event, right? You're networking, but a lot of the times it's very surface level. Even at a networking
Right.
event, where you're just kind of saying, "Hey, I'm Brad, and I don't like to wear sleeves," and you're just kind of talking about that stuff. But you kind of you got me. You got me.
Dave got the shovel.
Yeah.
He digs in.
Next thing you know, I'm telling you everything about my business, where it came from, where it's going, and I just thought, I was like, then I realized you're gonna be our next speaker, and I was very excited.
Well, I was a little temperamental there because I wasn't sure. Ruben had said that I was going to be the speaker,
Okay.
but he hadn't locked it down yet.
His word is gold.
You
Telling
know?
you.
And so I was walking around saying, I think I'm going to be the speaker next month, and I'm really hoping I am.
Yes, you are. It is
You
locked
are.
down.
And actually, the reason
Thank
why
you.
we're actually here today is to give people a little preview of what to expect. Because really, just from this quick interaction, Brad is thoroughly impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed with what, obviously,
It takes a lot to
what we
impress
do
me,
here at
too,
the
I'm
chamber.
telling you.
We provide networking opportunities for businesses in order to help them grow their business. Now, Dave does this for a living with his business, Standout Marketing,
Doing product placement.
Thank you.
with a nice, water bottle with a compass in case Brad gets lost in liquid.
Ruben wants one of those
In
too.
case
by
I'm
the
ever
way.
in the gym and I don't know where the
Yeah.
weights are.
Exactly. So really, I mean, we only have so much time.
Okay.
But give us a quick preview.
I'm going to throw the entire book at you.
Okay.
I wrote this book. It's been 1.5 years of pure love, but it's called The Way of the Conscientious Connector. I'm going to be taking information from this book. My background has been to make every mistake you can make in networking. I'm pretty sure I've done it all. And one of the things you just brought up is, I reference this in the book a lot. It's what I call surface connecting. Surface connecting is, hi, how are you? Give me your card. And I'll see you later. And so then you take that card, and you take Ruben's card, and you take Josh's card, and you take all of those cards, and what do you do with them when you get home?
Throw them away.
Or,
No, that's really what I do.
is it really what
It
you do?
really is
Okay.
what I do. I hope no one else
Or,
says this.
Ruben, what do you do with them when you collect them?
I usually call them until they say, mercy. Don't call
You,
me.
you
again.
kind of
No.
beat them up?
No,
and-
yeah.
That's a way better way of doing things than I
you hover, don't you?
That's why people don't like me. No, no. Normally, just follow up. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the event. Let's meet up at some point. Maybe we can, create a business connection that'll help us mutually, and add them to an email list possibly.
Do you have that drawer?
Oh yeah, there's a drawer.
There's a drawer? Do you have a drawer?
I have a cup.
You have a cup?
I have a cup.
There's also
It's not
a
as
file
nice as this one.
file folder and a, laptop bag.
Yeah.
there's-
So most people have a drawer. I call it the business card graveyard. And what happens is the cards go in there, but then after a while, when you pull it out and really get on purpose and you pull those cards out, now the ink is stained on the note that you made on the back of the card that said, I really need to call this guy because there's a connection. And sometimes when you open the drawer, the dust will fly out, moths, things like that. And we all have those cards. And what I started to realize for myself was that I was really going about this wrong. There are surface connectors, which most of us have only been taught to do just by virtue of the fact that no one taught us to do anything. We just show up.
Right.
And we think that if there's a chance that eventually we will be able to make the right connections, then all you have to do is just keep coming. Make it a social hour. Make it something that we're supposed to just hang around and be seen, and eventually some good business will come our way.
Right.
Well, how long is it going to take for you to actually build a business if that's the only thing you're going to do?
Right.
You're really treating it like a social hour.
Right.
It's like
Passively, right?
It's passively.
Right.
Guilty as charged.
What if you had a different kind of an approach on it? And so for me, my experience was we hit the wall in 2007, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
We had tons of business. We did business with Warner Brothers and Universal and Mattel and all of these big companies. And we had projects that were ongoing. And all of a sudden in 2007, 2008, everything started to slow down for us like everybody else.
Mm.
And, you know, the greatest economic downturn since the Great Depression was upon us.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see it coming. Most people didn't see it coming, but there was a lot of bad news.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Warner Brothers, Universal, all those big guys that wrote big checks, all of a sudden they were saying, we're going to put that project on hold for a little bit.
Right.
Maybe a couple weeks.
Right.
Maybe next month. Maybe next quarter. And I looked around at that, and I thought, well, what else could I be doing here that I'm not doing? And what I noticed is that the clients that stayed with us, that stayed with Gay and me, and we actually, they continued to listen to our advice and our counsel on marketing and promotion. The ones who stayed with us are the ones who we already had established a relationship with.
Right.
And we talk about relationships in every possible way, except we don't talk about them when we're talking about networking.
Right.
What I'd like to see is on the 16th, I'd like to work with some people ahead of time. I don't even know who that's going to be yet.
No spoiler alerts.
Yeah, but when I go in there, you know, and we have the first 45 minutes or so of networking,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be doing my own networking,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But keep in mind, the word networking has the word work in it
Right.
for a reason. It's not net drinking. It's not net schmoozing. It's not net eating. Sorry, everybody. But, I mean, that's kind of the truth of the matter, don't you think?
Right.
But doesn't drinking kind of help the networking?
It can loosen you up a little bit. and I don't blame you for doing that, and I will probably do that too.
Oldest trick in the book.
But if you can actually take some of the tips
Net
and tricks
drinking.
that I'm talking about when we get there at this, I'm going to try to take 2 or 3 people aside and just learn from them more information about them. And then if they're willing, I'd like for them to come up front when it's time, and we'll talk about that, and we'll see how many other people in the room knew the information that I was able to get from them.
It makes sense.
Mm.
And we'll just
Good.
see if there's an example there of where maybe I ask better questions, or I take a little bit more time. One of the chapters in the book is talking about slowing down your process to actually accelerate your progress.
Mm.
And if you can slow down a little bit and let me teach you a few things about how to ask questions and how to probe a little bit, they'll have the same experience that you had.
Right.
Because I did that just with you for 5-6 minutes, and I think you were. It felt good to have somebody really inquire about. Tell me about you.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to just chase you to see if I can get business from you. I'm really genuinely interested,
Mm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also interested in seeing whether you buy from me ever. I'm trying to find out whether or not I know somebody that would like to know you.
Well, one thing you mentioned that night was just finding out how you can help the person is, you know, you said that was one of the keys. Just instead of finding out what you can, you know, sell somebody or offer somebody, find out what they need. So I think that was definitely working. And also, you actually got me to the point where I eventually said, so Dave, what is it that you do? rather than coming at me with like, hey, this is what I do,
Yeah.
you know, and then asking questions.
Yeah.
It was at the tail end of it, which I think is, you know, asking such good questions where you're getting the other person to ask better questions.
That's
I
exactly.
mean, it's just leading by example.
And it gets to a point where you're really on a roll
Right.
after a while. First chapter in the book and the training series talks about my experience at a chamber when in 08 everything was upside down and I didn't know what was going on, and my wife was saying, get out of the house, you need to get out of the house. And so I went to this breakfast and I took it upon myself to just try a different way to network with people for the first time.
Mm.
I mean, I was looking for answers.
Right.
And I didn't expect to see anybody there new. I'd been there for the last 3 months before that, no new blood, no one else coming in. I was sure I was going to be right again. And I scanned the room, and there he was. And I met a new person. And I went right over to him. I didn't worry about me anymore. I just launched into it just like I did with you. And I just wanted to find out as much as I could about him. Well, as it turned out, he needed to speak to a realtor. And I turned around and I took him with me. I walked him right over and introduced him to the best realtor at the chamber. And those guys had lunch that day and all of that. But the point is, in 30 minutes, I did that I did that actually 5 times and positively influenced 10 people. Okay? And I didn't realize what the impact was until at the end of the entire breakfast. Diane Williams, a great friend of mine from the Woodland Hills Chamber, stood up and asked if anybody had anything that they would like to share. And my guy stood up and said, I just want to tell you, Dave Ribble's a class act. He came over and introduced himself. I've never been treated that way before. Yeah. And Dennis and I are going to go have coffee and have lunch and stuff like that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, he sat down. Dennis stood up and said something about me. And by the time Diane could stop everybody, we had 9 people endorsing me. Right. And not one of them asked me what I did for a living. So there's magic there. There's other ways to do this. We're in such a hurry all the time. Instant gratification, quick lunch, quick this, quick that. Give me your card, I'll get to you later. I wrote down some things. We're in a digital disruption right now in the world. Yeah. The world's largest taxi company owns no taxis. That's Uber. Yeah. Airbnb is the largest accommodation provider and owns no real estate. Most popular media owner has no content. That's Facebook. Mm-hmm. Largest phone company has no infrastructure. That's Skype. And the world's largest movie house owns no theaters. Netflix. Mm-hmm. We're in a hurry. We're in a big hurry, and we're chasing down. We're saying, oh, man, I got to go to this mixer because if I don't show up, I'll never know if I maybe would run into the ideal target market. Yeah. I want you to go back in there and say, I don't care who stands in front of me. I want to learn about them. Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting? It's almost ironic that it's your urgency about slowing people down is what makes it work. You're just urgent about the right things, about building your business, about making connections, about building relationships. You're urgent instead of wasting time at networking events and going through the motions. It really seems like you have a sense of urgency of getting that done, and I think that's what most people lack.
And I think that there are some people out there that honestly, and I used to be this way myself years ago, it's intimidating to go into a networking event. It can be. Yeah. If you're coming in and you don't know anybody, are you really going to just walk right on up and say, hey, who are you, and tell me what I can do to help you?
It's very easy just to hang out by the bar and have a couple drinks.
It is.
Very easy.
So we can do that a different way. Right. And we can. I want to teach people to say, man, you have value. Yeah. All of us have value. Yeah. And I'm not going to let you beat yourself up anymore. I'm going to give you tools so that you can go out and you can say, I can walk into any room and make it a good day. Yeah.
And I, not to interrupt, but I love what you're saying because I believe the fabric of what this chamber is, comprised of are people like that who want to help. And what's interesting is that consciously they want to help, but subconsciously they probably could be better networkers too.
Yes, I think everybody. Right? I think everybody could.
So it's
I mean, you guys are outgoing. You belong up front, and Josh and everybody. You guys are great.
Dave. Stop it.
But I really. Josh goes, oh yeah. But I really love what you're doing. You're making this possible for people who may be a little shy, right? And they don't have the skills and things like that. You're putting me and other people in front of them to get them some training and things like that. You guys, Lakewood knows what they're doing. Yeah, I love
and that's literally what we're trying to do. I hope it's almost 15 minutes. 15
Is
minutes
it really?
Up. Yeah, wow. It's been quite fast.
I wanted to tell you real quick. I've got a bonus in the book.
Yes, we wanted to get to that.
I want to talk about.
It's 26 ways to be a true standout. 26 ways, and it's a bonus in the back of the book. There's 3 bonuses, but this one, if somebody wants just that, I'm giving something away today.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
If they will email me at dave@daveribble.com.
Dave@daveribble.com.
Yeah. DAVERIBBLE.
That was quick.
Dave@daveribble.com.
Fast.
He does that often.
And just put on there on the subject matter, just say Lakewood. I'll know where it came from. I'll be happy to send this out as an email download.
And again, the book's going to be out very soon.
And the bonus material may also be available for people, who email me on the 16th after they come to
That's right.
the event.
Yeah.
So let's get them there.
Why
Yes.
don't we make sure we
Why don't we
don't
get
forget
2 people
to-
for every one? I mean, why don't we double it up?
Yeah.
Let's just take it to the next level.
Don't you
Dave.
think?
Why not?
I mean, we had great crowd last time.
Yeah.
That was a good crowd.
Well, so just in case you didn't know, the 16th of next month, we're going to have Dave Ribble at the Holiday Inn Vue in Long Beach on Lakewood Boulevard.
Great venue.
There's going to be a
Right.
lot of good networking.
It's going to be a lot of great networking, so make sure you come and show up. It's, again, we're just taking it to the next level, and hopefully with Dave's help,
Yeah.
it's, man, I can't wait to find out more about this guy,
Yeah.
with this, with this book.
We're all going to get to know each other again.
No.
Well, again, make sure you guys email dave@daveribble.com. Don't forget the .com. And you'll get that bonus material. Speaker series, what's the date on that? It's
May 16th.
May 16th.
Third Tuesday of every month.
Right.
Holiday Inn View, again in Long Beach on Lakewood
And
Boulevard.
you're going to get to hear from Dave Ribble live in person, and we're going to have a lot of good networking that evening. And then maybe just a little bit about where they can find you elsewhere.
They can email me at dave@standout-marketing.com. That's our company.
Okay.
And the company's called Standout Marketing Strategies. We're in Long Beach.
Okay.
And if you need to talk to us other than that, phone number is 562-499-6888. 562-499-6888.
All right.
All right, so we're going to sign off. One last thing I will say is if you're a chamber member and you want some more exposure within the business community, let Brad and I know, or Josh, or we'll be happy to have you here in the hot seat.
The hot seat.
Yes, the hot seat.
These guys are cool to work with, too, by the way. Try to do this if you can.
I guess that's
I'm Ruben
it.
Austria.
We're still working on our outro.
We're going to do that. Let's put that together.
Yeah, no. We'll just clip one. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in live. We definitely went over a lot of really cool stuff today throughout the video. And don't forget, what's the date again?
May 16th.
May 16th at the Vue Holiday Inn. Make sure you guys be there. And we'll see you then.
See you
Thanks
then.
a lot, Dave.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, it's Dave Ribble, author of The Way of the Conscientious Connector and Vice President of Business Development for Standout Marketing Strategies in Long Beach. I look forward to meeting you May 16th. I hope you'll come over to the Holiday Inn and come upstairs and let's talk about networking and connecting. We're going to teach you a lot of good stuff. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I hope you'll be there, and I hope you'll bring somebody with you.